Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Wanda. Hi! For this video, I'll be making a cup wrap using these two vinyls. Both vinyls are from different collections. This one is called Pearlescent Opal White. It is from the Opal Adhesive Vinyl collection. This collection consists of 13 beautiful opal colors. These are available in 12 by 5, 12 by 10, and 12 by 82 feet rolls. I will also be using this beautiful yellow from the Colorful Pearl Adhesive Vinyl collection. This collection consists of 8 colorful colors. Before we head to design space, let's measure our blank. You want to measure the width and the height. Although this is not the cup I end up using. After I cut the vinyl, I had a change of heart, so I went with a different cup. Although here I'm just showing you how to measure your blank. And now that we're in design space, this is the design I went with, Daisy and Heart Libby Glass Cup. Let's start off by adding to canvas. Select View. Once you're here, you can change the size if you need to. Otherwise, just select Make. And before putting our vinyl to cut on our Cricut, let's cut to size our vinyl. Each piece of vinyl, I need to cut it down to 5 inches. Therefore, I'll be using this cutter to guide me. Pull your vinyl to the 5-inch mark. And once you have it there, proceed to cut it. I'll be doing the same thing with the next vinyl. One thing I would like to recommend are these slap bracelets to keep your vinyl in place. These are available on TeckWrap's website. The package comes with 2 sets. There's a Merandy color and there's a bright color set. I really love how this opal white looks. Look at this. It's beautiful. So let's put this away and bring in our mat. I'll make this really easy. I'll be putting both vinyls on the mat, one on each side. I'll cut the opal side first, and I'll turn the mat around and cut the Colorful Pearl Adhesive vinyl next. In case you're not sure what I'm talking about, let me show you. There's my opal white, and now I'll be placing the Colorful Pearl Adhesive vinyl on this side of the mat. This works perfect for me, but make sure to place your vinyl straight. Don't do what I did. I had to rearrange it and put it on the mat correctly. Otherwise, I would end up with missing pieces, and we don't want that. And we're ready to cut. To set base material, I'll be selecting permanent vinyl. I'll be selecting more pressure, and I will also select remember material setting. You can select a different setting if you want. This setting works for me. I've already used both of these vinyls, and that's a good setting for me. Once you're done cutting one side, turn it around and cut the next side. After cutting, we'll do the weeding process. But first, let's remove our vinyl from the mat. You can remove it by placing it this way and pulling down on the vinyl at the same time as you pull your mat upwards. Or you can leave it on your mat and work from there. Whatever works for you is fine, just as long as you don't wrinkle your vinyl. Everyone has a different way of working. Now what I'll be doing is getting my scissor. I can see that there is a piece that was not used when this was cut, so I'll be cutting it off. just because I can use that for a different project. And I'll do the yellow as well. The last thing you want to do is waste any vinyl. Therefore, I'll just cut it off and save it on my scraps container. And now for the weeding part. I'll be using this TeckWrap pin pen. It is very easy to use. Just poke on a corner and pull the vinyl up, just like this. Pull up. What you're doing is just removing the unwanted vinyl. Be very careful not to pull up a piece that needs to stay down. If by any chance you do pull a piece up, just push it back down and make sure it stays there. This vinyl was so easy to weed. Now it's time to do this other vinyl. Like I said, poke a corner and start pulling the unwanted vinyl. This as well was very easy to weed. TeckWrap's vinyls are so easy to work with. The cut setting I used for both vinyls worked perfect. The weeding for both vinyls was so easy. I had no issues whatsoever. To transfer the vinyl to the cup, I'll be using this TeckWrap medium tack transfer tape. Although one of the vinyls for this project has texture and TeckWrap recommends you use the high tack transfer tape, I'll be testing to see if I can use this one. Otherwise, I will use the high tack transfer tape. I just don't want to risk using it because it's got a lot of tack. And since I'm using the opal white, which is a little bit thin, I want to make sure I don't break the vinyl. My transfer tape is cut down to 5 inches. Find the corner and peel back the backing, just like this. Place it over the cut vinyl. This medium tack transfer tape comes with a grid. That will help you be more accurate when placing it over the vinyl. After you've placed it, remove the parchment paper out. With the help of a squeegee, just start varnishing it, just like this. This will help stick the vinyl on the transfer tape. Varnish on both sides. Once you're done, you can start to remove the backing. Try to be as careful as possible. Try not to touch the vinyl or the tack tape. And when you're removing the backing, if it's still not sticking to the transfer tape, you can always varnish a little bit more. Or you can press down firmly and get it to stick on the transfer tape. Something I find that works for me is halfway through cutting the backing. This way I have less backing to have to deal with, and it won't get in the way. Makes it much easier. Always do what's best for you. I'm always trying to find a way to do things better. Or I should say smoother. And we're all done. I have one that's still sticking on the backing, but I will put that later on the cup. I'll be using a couple of pieces of washi tape. This is just to help me out a little bit. I'm only using it to keep this from rolling up. I'll put a piece on one side, and then I'll put another piece on the top. This will help it stay down. That way I can work better. I will also be using some parchment paper. So I'll just lay it down here and lay this on top. Make sure to leave at least half an inch of space out from the parchment paper. That's the piece that will stick down. and keep it from moving while you're removing the parchment paper out. In case you didn't leave enough space, you can always fold a piece of parchment paper. But make sure to leave that small gap between the parchment paper and the transfer tape. Now to find the placement of the top design. Having the parchment paper there will help you maneuver it around till you find the proper placing. Once you find it, then press down on the transfer tape, lift up, and remove the parchment paper. Now with your hand, just press it down. It should fall into place. To get everything to stick together, now let's just varnish this. Make sure to varnish very well so everything sticks together. I always like using this big squeegee with the felt tip to do this kind of project. Turn it around and varnish on the back as well. And then you can start removing the backing. Find a corner and start peeling. Start to remove the backing very carefully. As I mentioned before, try not to touch any of the vinyl. It's been such a long winter, it feels like we've had 2 years of winter. We're down to less than a month before spring starts. So I am happy to think that spring's around the corner. And these daisies inspire me. I love the yellow hearts and the daisies. I think these two vinyls look beautiful together. Hopefully this turns out beautiful. And back to the parchment paper. Let's place it over, leaving about 1/2 inch out from the parchment paper. And now let's just press it down. And we have it ready. Now let's bring in our cup. I'll be using this Libby cup with bamboo lid and glass straw. Make sure to spray it with rubbing alcohol and then wiping it down. This will help the vinyl stick to your cup and last longer. When I first thought about making this project, I was going to use a plastic yellow cup and then realized the yellow was not going to pop out. So I changed it to this beautiful Libby cup. For the placement of your cup wrap, feel the border of the top and the bottom of your cup so you know where to place your wrap. This will give you an idea of how to center your wrap. Once you're sure, press on the transfer tape down so that it sticks to your cup, just like this. You can work on a cup cradle, or you can use a squeegee and lay your cup on it. Now, proceed to remove the parchment paper out. As you're removing it, with your fingers, you can start to press it down to get it to stick on the cup. You can also use a squeegee and varnish as you go. I personally like to do it this way. I like to press on each piece of vinyl down as I go and remove the parchment paper as I go. Once you get to the end of your cup wrap, make sure to lift the first piece of transfer tape that you layered on your cup up so that you have space to lay the last piece down. As you can see, I did remove a daisy. I think it looked too overcrowded. So I have it there just in case I change my mind. Very carefully start to remove the transfer tape. You can press down if you see any vinyl lifting. I'm glad I used medium tack tape for this project and not the high tack tape. Although TeckWrap does recommend to use it for this kind of vinyl, the pieces are so tiny that I don't think I would have needed it. It did pull out one of my hearts, but I'll get it back on there. And we're all done. This is how it turned out. This looks beautiful. Let's get that bamboo lid on and look at this. This is beautiful. I love how this opal white seems to be different colors. If you watched to the end and you liked the video, don't forget to give us a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe.